Hey Joe, check out this video right here, man. The
All right,
Cybertruck. You
let's
have
check
the
it out.
charger right here, and you gotta tap 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 until the charger port opens. Tap tap port, open, open, open. There we go.
Oh,
Let's see how fast we're charging
oops.
right now. 1 hour and 30 minutes.
Oh,
Times
she's timing
61.
herself.
That is
She's timing
$73
herself.
for a full tank. That's gonna give me a range of 296 miles.
Boom! 405 miles.
I think it's pretty good because you're driving the future, aka the Cybertruck.
How is this the future? It took me a minute 52 to fill up my tank. It was cheaper to fill up my tank, and I can go farther. I don't f***ing get it.
Poor lady, right?
Oh man. Oh, that's got to be embarrassing for you.
Hang on, let me stop the video. There we go. I gotta hear it myself talk again. Yeah, that's the video, man. What do you think?
No, yeah, you got roasted pretty bad, bro. It's pretty embarrassing for you.
I set myself up for it though, didn't I?
I feel sorry for you. No, I'm just kidding.
I can handle it. But I just
No,
want to talk
but
to you
you
and
know,
show you
there's a
about
lot
the
of
video.
misinformation out there, and I mean, it looks like she has some type of hybrid, but you really can't compare trucks to what she had with some compact SUV. But it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean the first and foremost, I don't know if she got the joke, but I was slamming on my truck just because it's so durable, you know? And
Yeah,
to be honest, to open a charge port, you know, right? There's three ways. How do we open a charge port? We
yeah, you
got
just push it. Yeah,
push it. We got the little button on the charger, and then we can even
yeah.
open it from inside by using the screen control here, or even the app, right? You can open a charge port with an
Oh,
app too.
four ways.
Four ways, right? Other than smacking it the heck out of your truck, which doesn't even do anything because that doesn't open
Right,
it.
yeah,
Yeah, you have to tap on the port if you want to open it. So there's those four different ways, right? So
yeah.
I guess you didn't get that joke. So it is equally easy to open the charge port. But she did have a point, right? Because I was sitting there charging for an hour and 35 minutes, and she was filling up her tank for what, a minute and a half, and she got 405
Right.
miles, whereas I got 300 range.
So a
What's your
couple
take on
things
that?
about that, right?
Yeah.
So if you're going from 0 to 100, as we all know, 0 to 80 is the sweet, well, 20% to 80 is a sweet spot. So that's going to take you about 15 minutes on average to get that about. So, but when you try to go past the 80% and get that 100%, like what you were doing, so you cannot put all that energy into the battery right away. So it tapers down. So you end up with a longer wait time, which of course happens, but you're not really, nobody goes to 100%. Nobody
Nah.
goes to 100% battery. Nobody uses 100% battery. It's not like that. So, but yeah, I mean, yeah, so it's like 10, it's usually like 10, 15 minutes, usually 20, 20 at tops. But what she doesn't realize, and what she's probably not taking into account, is the fact that you can you can do that supercharging, but you can be at home and still be charging. She's gonna have to get up, get out of her pajamas, get dressed, drive down to the freaking gas station,
Where are those things
plug,
called again?
wait
Gas
in line,
station? Yeah.
yeah, wait in line, touch this handle, which everybody else has touched, and then put that in their vehicle, wait a minute to get some more, diseases to touch the handle, and then drive home. So unless you live across the street from the gas station, like you're looking at about 10 to 15 minutes of each way, you know what I mean? Just to get there. So that's already going to take 30 minutes out of your day, just you know what I mean, just to before you even start feeling up. So I
Yep.
mean, there's a lot of factors to factor in, and all that time adds up. You know what I
It
mean?
does. What? How much does that add up? So if you do the math, what is that like 30 minutes you calculated? What was the math you figured out for that?
So I didn't. So this is, I can't remember it offhand, but
Sure.
if you're doing like 30 minutes just to go there and back, and then you're looking at to fill up plus waiting in line if there's a line,
Yep.
then you know what I mean, by that time you're at like 40 to 45 minutes, possibly 50 minutes anyways.
Right.
And that
Plus
all
3
that.
minutes to actually fill the gas in. So you calculate a total of 53 minutes here. I got your math here. And you're assuming that they fill up twice a week, right? So 53
Right.
minutes per filling session, because you got to drive there, wait for the pump, fill up, and then drive back home. That's 53 minutes, assuming. And then twice a week, that brings you to 106 minutes. And that takes you about 5,512 minutes a year, which if you divide that up, that's about 92 hours of your life wasted a year. That's
Just
that's
from
pretty
filling up.
significant. Yeah, that's pretty significant,
Yeah,
right?
it's pretty significant, especially when you consider that most people are just going to charge at home. You
Right.
were doing that for a video. You're not. Nobody's ever charged to 100% from zero. I mean, you were at like 2 miles
I
or
was like
something
at
like that.
3%. I was like dead
Yeah,
low. Like I shouldn't even be that low, but I
yeah.
wanted to just make some content. So, and then plus, I wanted to see how long it would take to get to 100%. But behind the scene, I actually didn't
You
even
got
charge to
burned.
100%. I I burned myself, right? But see, the thing is, when you charge from a very low state of charge, like 3%, it's super fast. It's very
Yeah,
fast, all the way up to like 20, 30. And then it slows down a little bit, and it's still pretty good to 80%. But man, waiting from the 80% to 100%, that part
yep,
alone was like 45 minutes. So I didn't wait that long. But
yeah,
it's like a cell phone. You never always want to charge 100%. And even when you have a cell phone, you're always at like kind of a midway charge anyway. Because when you're driving, it's like a whole different concept when you drive an EV versus a gasoline vehicle, right? You use a
yep,
gasoline vehicle, you drive to a gas station, you fill up all the way, and you drive until you're almost low, and you fill up again, right? That's the
yeah,
mindset of gasoline. But with EV, you're charging every night at home. So as long as you can do your stuff around town, drive back home with a little bit of charge, plug it in, and next day you're fully charged, right? That's a
yeah,
very different concept. And if you're road tripping, you charge it up to a point where you can make it to the next charger and you're good, because that's like the sweet spot. That's where it charges really quick. So you're driving, you stop for a break, use a restroom, stretch your leg while you're charging, then 15 minutes back in, drive again, keep going, and it's a
exactly,
pretty good adventure, right?
exactly. Well, and also with your cell phone analogy, you're not letting your phone go down to 3% every single time before you charge it up. And that's
Yeah.
the same with EVs. You're not gonna always go down to zero. And I try to tell people that, like, I'll if I'm on a road trip, then I'm like I just did, like from Texas, like,
Hmm.
then I'm 20%, 25% before I'm actually filling up. And that's like cool, like 3.5 hour, 4 hour jaunt before I have to fill up.
Yep. Yeah.
You did the
It's a good
Texas
amount.
to
Yeah.
California road trip too.
Yeah, we took the same road trip from Texas to California. It's actually quite fun and enjoyable. I don't know how people drive like 6, 8 hours on one leg. Like
Oh
I need my
yeah,
break, man. Like I think the Tesla is not even full. It's not even drained yet. When I need to take a break, because I need to use a restroom, I need to go get my snack. I'm enjoying my road trip. So every time I'm stopping, the Tesla says keep going. I just still stop every 2 hours, charge up, and I never have a problem. It's just part of the trip. I enjoy it
right.
actually.
So I know somebody who did that. I know somebody who took a pickup truck. I think it was a Ram 1500 and the Cybertruck, and they
Mm-hmm.
both did the same journey. Now it wasn't a long journey; it was only like a couple of hours, or no, it was like a 6 hour trip.
Oh, okay.
But it was $76 to fill up the truck. The truck did it in one haul. It did the whole 6 hour jaunt in one haul. The Cybertruck had to fill up once, but because he had to fill up once, he got rested. He stretched his legs, and he arrived refreshed. Whereas the person who did the one one way all the way, he was sore, he was stiff. He was like, yeah, I'm never doing that again. Not all in one shot. So you you get these things, and I try to tell people, because even when we did the trip from Texas to California in the Cybertruck, like, you realize you need those breaks. You know what I mean? Like,
Heck
well, not
yeah.
only are you gonna have to use a bathroom, but if you're one of those type of people who like to dehydrate yourself to make these long journeys without having to use the bathroom,
Oh
I mean,
man.
how comfortable is that? Like, I'm gonna dehydrate myself just so I can take this journey. It's not that deep. So So you have these scenarios. I mean, there's use cases for everybody. Of course, it's not perfect for everyone to have an EV, and I get that. I'm not saying that everybody needs an EV. It's not that. But to say that you need to make it make sense when it already makes sense,
Yeah.
it makes sense for a lot of people already.
Yeah, I mean, people forget that you're charging at night, right? You don't charge your cell phone at a gas station. You don't go to work and charge yourself at work. I mean, some people do, but I never charge my cell phone anywhere than at home at night. And there is no gas station to charge my phone because I don't need it. Whereas when you have a gas, you're gonna need to stop and get some gas, right? It's a whole different mindset. I mean, I get it too that if you're taking a long road trip and you want to be super efficient and you willing to, dehydrate yourself and do those 4-hour stretches, then yeah, it's faster. And then there are circumstances where if you're really busy, you gotta get to town, you don't have time to charge, and you gotta fill up for 2 minutes and drive around another 8 hours when you get to town, then yeah, I mean that's why some people have an EV and a gasoline engine. But I feel like it's there. I don't really regret moving on to EV. Do you? Is there anything
Oh
that you
yeah, no,
miss
no,
about gasoline vehicle at all?
heck no, nothing. There's nothing I miss. And people will tell you like the things about like going to the gas station like and spending 3 minutes or whatever. But I mean, we just shot holes in that. But
Yep.
when you're looking at a situation where you are not only doing that on a regular basis, leaving your house, going out into this world and freaking going to fill up, but also when it comes to the maintenance, that
Oh yeah.
alone was enough for me because I just got sick of working on vehicles. I had a vehicle with it blew a head gasket. That was it. I was like, okay, yeah, no more. Like this is just crazy. Like the things you have to worry about. You know what I mean? You have to worry about the fan belt. You have to worry about the water pump. You have to worry about like all this stuff, the spark plugs, the tune-ups, you know what I mean? Like
There's a
freaking
ton of
bolts of the
parts.
transmission. Like, yeah, there's a ton of parts. You don't have to worry about that. I have to worry about my tires and the suspension might wear out because of the car so heavy. So you're looking at like bushings and stuff like that you might have to repair, but that's like standard stuff across any vehicle. More than that, I mean, not more than that, but you're just really worrying about brakes. And you
Yeah.
don't even have to worry about that
Nah,
for like
brakes you don't have to worry about.
hundreds of thousands of miles. Like I had over 200,000 miles on my old Model S.
Yeah,
I didn't
exactly.
replace the brakes on that until I was like over 150,000.
Some people never replace the brakes with these EVs, especially the ones with regenerative braking, because you just
Right.
let off the accelerator and it uses that momentum to feed the motor, and that in turn slows it down and gives you extra charge. So you're being super efficient that way.
Super efficient.
I was driving down the hill from Mount Diablo on a road trip with the Tesla guys. I gained charge as I went from top to bottom. I gained like 4% of charge. It's insane. Where
That's
else do you
awesome.
have free energy like that?
Yeah. That's
It's pretty
awesome, man.
awesome. Yeah. Yeah. And the other thing that she roasted me on the video for was the price I paid. But I was at a supercharger that cost me 61 cent per kilowatt. And the Cybertruck has 123 kilowatt hour battery. So yeah, it charged me $73 for it. How do you feel about that? Is that a lot compared to gas, or how do you defend that part?
So, well, for one, the peak times and all that,
I
you
did
have to
use
worry
it at
about
peak
which.
time. Yep.
Yeah. So you don't really have to worry about that with gas, and that might be one of the other benefits is
Oh
you
yeah,
could
it's
just go
true.
at any time, but
But you gotta pick the
realistically, like,
station though, because some
yeah,
stations are more expensive than others too. That's why people
yeah.
line up at
Well,
Costco all the time, because that's the only
and
place to get cheap
that's the
gas.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And that's the thing. Like you can choose Bolero or you can choose Chevron. You know what I
Oh
mean? One's
yeah.
more expensive, and
The service is
it just
different,
happens.
and if some
Yeah,
place smells like crap, and the other place is a little bit cleaner.
I'm pretty sure Electrify America would have charged you 40 cents or something like that.
Yeah.
But that's not all the time. There's nobody's using. Well, they're not always 60 cents a kilowatt hour. That's freaking insane. So
Yes.
that's it's not all the time. For one, for two, you you're not always using the supercharger. You fill up at home most of the time, and I think I'm probably like $2-3 a day. You know what I mean? On average. So
I think at home there's an advantage, right? Because the Teslas are smart. You can program it to start charging at a certain time of the day. And with all of us that have EV, we're on this EV cycle that is with the
right.
electric company. So they charge you very low pricing at this like crazy late time where no one's awake and it's cheaper. So these EVs will start charging at like 2 a.m. when it's the EV rates is very cheap. So I just set myself up for a burn by going out to a supercharger, charging at the highest price supercharger in town and charging it from 0 to 100% and just really just show how painful it could be if you don't prepare. You do the worst case scenario for
Yep.
everything. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, that
So
was a great use case video for worst case scenarios.
exactly, exactly. And another thing that she didn't really consider is her price to fill up was $66. But number one, she probably have a smaller tank equivalent than the Cybertruck because the Cybertruck is heavy and it's designed to use up more power because she's comparing a
Right.
smaller vehicle to a truck, right? That's one thing. Also, she didn't even
Yeah.
factor the cost of gas because where I live, yes, it costs 61 cents per kilowatt at the supercharger, but gas costs like almost $5 where I'm at right here. I'm in the Bay Area, so it's expensive. So I don't know where she is. I think
Sheesh.
she's like in Southern California in an area where it's very affordable for gas. So that's another thing, right? So she's
Right.
comparing a different vehicle. She got 405 miles, but it's probably in a very compact, budget-friendly SUV. And how will you compare the Cybertruck to that? Does it even compare?
Right.
Right.
Doesn't.
So yeah, the Cybertruck is like it's massive. It can tow 11,000 pounds. It can handle 2,500 pound payload. It's a beast. It's not your budget friendly SUV family SUV. You can compare that to a Model Y, and you will get
Right.
better efficiency in terms of how much how much EV juice you need to give it because this is a little bit more efficient. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about it and just share the video with you. And yeah, I'm gonna go meet up with her, and she's probably a really fun person. I'm gonna give her a ride in the Cyber Beast. What do you think she's gonna react to that? You think she's gonna like it?
Well, you know what's crazy? From my experience,
Yeah,
people who hated the Cybertruck
yeah,
online
yeah.
don't hate it in person.
I know, right?
That's been my experience. Like 98% of the time,
Yeah,
like people are like, okay, wow, this is wow. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think you'll be fine.
that's why I hope to change in her. But I mean, she's got her points because she's driving a very budget friendly car, and she likes to fill up at the station. So different lifestyle for different folks. But let's see what she has to say
Yep.
when I meet up with her. But yeah, thanks for the chat, Joe. It's been awesome to catch up with you, and I see you're in your Cybertruck too. Last word, how you liking your
Yes, sir.
Cybertruck? How you liking it?
It's garbage. I can't wait to get a Prius.
All right, man. Peace out. I'll catch you later, Joe.
Later, man.
Laters.